Okay, so in this video, we're going to be going over a fan theory that we've seen pop up over social media and stuff, and it's about A New Frontier, and it's about the possibility of the Whisperers showing up in A New Frontier, because one of the trophies for episode 4, I think it's chapter 1, episode 4, the trophy is called Faces in the Crowd, and this is quite strange, because when you think about that, you can see why people think the Whisperers, and it's definitely a possibility in terms of timeline-wise, where we are in the in A New Frontier and where we are in the comics at the time. Like, they're around the same time. It's either I think it's just before the New Beginning, so it would make sense to see the Whisperers, not Alpha or anything like that, but maybe just a Whisperer. Maybe you come across a Whisperer, or you kill a Whisperer and manage to get out just in time. But it's definitely interesting, because I don't see what else Faces in a Crowd could mean. It can't necessarily be faces in a crowd of people, can it? Because
it could just
the apocalypse.
It could just mean face in the crowd. Like, it could mean something it's not the Whisperers.
But it is a fan theory. It's a discussion topic.
It's discussion. Basically, will we see the Whisperers in season 3 of the Walking Dead game? Robert Kirkman said we're going to be getting a lot of comic references, and not just a character. Jesus, I think, did they say characters more than one?
They said, I don't think they specified that even characters are going to show up. I said they said
Easter
they were
eggs,
going to see,
right?
Yeah,
little
we're going to
things.
see Easter eggs and little stuff relevant to the Walking Dead comics.
Exactly, and I said to Morgan, we might not even see Whisperer, but what we could see is markings of them. Maybe we'll see their border where they have the pole, the sticks like in the ground, that they are
the poles, the spikes,
the pikes, spikes, where you have them in the ground, right? We could see their border. That would be so cool, because we'll be like, fuck no, don't go over there. But like Morgan said, we could see a roaming herd, and then during that we're like, oh shit, Whisperers.
Because we know that Clementine knows about the guts trick. I'm not sure what anyone else does, but we know Clementine knows about the guts trick, right?
Yeah.
So imagine they use the guts trick to go into a crowd of walkers and they see a Whisperer. And that's what faces in a crowd can mean for that trophy. Once again, we're just going over how it could be the Whisperers. We're not saying it definitely is. It's definitely a possibility. It's like 50-50, because they're in the same area. It's around the same time. I'm not ruling it out completely at all. In fact, I think it would be very cool. I think it would be very interesting to see the Whisperers. It wouldn't mess up. It wouldn't be there for the sake of it. It would make sense, and it wouldn't interrupt anything to do with the comic storyline at all. I think it would be really cool to see that. It would be just a little cameo
appearance. Maybe you just come across them and then you end up getting out of there. Could be something like very small. I think you would see markings of them rather than actually see Whisperers, but it will be bloody cool to see some Whisperers, because that would be such a surprise. But you also got to think, what other stuff's Kirkman talking about? It might not be Whisperers, but it's a big thing. And another thing is, a lot of theories now with the TV series, everything, the comic and all that, like everything, even Fear the Walking Dead, everything's going, is the Whisperers.
You
They're
see
very popular.
For...
It's a very popular thing. Like everyone,
you see anything and everyone's like, oh, maybe that's the Whisperers.
That's the cool thing about it. That's what I love. You can come up with theories, and we don't know anything about the Whisperers. That's one of the most interesting things about them. We don't really know.
But the reason we're doing
who the people are behind the faces,
The reason we're doing this and not dismissing this straight away is because it seems more likely to happen. Whereas in the Walking Dead TV series, for example, the person with the boots is probably not even a 1% chance of it being the Whisperers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it fits perfectly into the comic. It's around the same time, and it's definitely a possibility. There's a high possibility you could see the Whisperers.
Now, this is very likely just due to the fact as well that it's in Richmond, Virginia, and the Whisperers are obviously nearby. I mean, you're gonna have groups clash. You're gonna go into a herd. Most likely will be the Whisperers. It's very cool, because I'm thinking that, if we do run into some Whisperers, it don't have to be Alpha and Beta and that. It could
just be normal Whisperers,
another part of the group that are roaming a herd, that are walking with them. But from what we know, they all walk together, but they do have a camp, don't they? So I mean, it don't mean that Beta and Alpha always have to be there. But we don't know too much about that, do we? We only know that there's Alpha, Beta. We don't know if there's any other people who are in control of anything else to do with the Whisperers. Don't think there is. But I personally think we will just see markings or whatever. Even though there's a trophy that says "Face on the Crowd," I just think that could mean something like you're in the community, like New Frontier, and you're like Clementine sneaking through somehow, being disguising, trying to get you out of there.
It could mean faces in a crowd of people. It could mean faces in a crowd of walkers.
You're trying to break out of there.
I think it would be cool. I would like to see Whisperers show up. I would actually like to see Whisperers show up. It wouldn't be thrown in for the sake of it. It would be pretty cool, and it would make a lot of sense. It would be really cool to see the Whispers actually show up in the game.
Yeah, if they make it small and they do it right, some things they do right.
Like
I think they will.
Doesn't have to be alpha, doesn't have to be beta, doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be normal recruits of the Whisperers.
I'm calling it now. I think we'll see the spikes in the ground. Like I think we'll see.
My prediction would probably be that you're using the guts trick to get through some sort of herd that attacked the New Frontier, and through that is the Whisperers. You come across a Whisperer or two,
or you could hear, like you're walking through a herd, right, and like you hear Whisperers.
Maybe one
like,
of your group
talking.
gets killed by the Whisperers. Yeah.
Imagine you hear like a walker talking. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Just like Rick does.
It's like an Easter egg, right? And then like that you just leave it as that. That'd be pretty damn cool.
So only comic readers already pick up on it because you hear a Whisperer
something like that, you know.
Or when your group, similar to season 2, when you're walking through and like Carlos gets shot in the throat, similar to that, it would be maybe one of your group gets killed by the Whisperers, gets stabbed, and then you manage to get out. Just something cool like that would be interesting. I do hope they do that. So it's just a little fan theory that we decided to go over. I'd say it's a 50-50 chance of it happening. It could either be something that we're looking too much into, or it could be the Whisperers, and it's going to happen.
I mean, there's obviously going to be theories out there that there's probably going to be a theory out there that is the New Frontier. Are they the Whisperers? Did they transform into the Whisperers? That doesn't really make any sense. Just due to timeline wise,
doesn't make sense at all.
I mean, we're right near the comic right now. I said in the previous video like where I'll be in timeline, and I'm gonna have to put something in the comments there. But we are just before the All Out. We are just before the New Beginning. And the reason I know that is because if you look at the timeline, right, throughout the whole of the Telltale games, that
Clementine's age.
Clementine's age, that 2-year time skip matches up perfectly from when you leave with Kenny at Wellington or whatever you do at the end of season 2. That 2-year time skip goes, I think, in line with the All Out War to New Beginning. Or just before that, it'll be a couple months before that or something. The reason I say that is because Jesus' appearance is a bit different, and I mentioned that in another video too. He has like the man bun now and stuff. Like his appearance is a bit changed. As for here, he looks a bit like the All Out War Jesus with the long coat, the long hair.
And they did say that the comics, the game is taking place it's catching up to the comics, like right next to the comics. 2 years before the comic wouldn't really make sense. That's not catching up in my opinion. That's far away from the comic, so it has to be just before New Beginning.
A bit before New Beginning. I'm gonna say a couple of months, 6 months, something like that. You know? I don't think it's like a week before, but I think it's a while before. But the fact is, it's very close, and the Whisperers can possibly make an appearance in the game. I'll be like, fucking hell, that is amazing.
That would be so cool.
And it's the way they do it. I mean, it have to be something like small, I think.
I hope one of what we just pitched just now, I hope something like that happens. But that's about it for this video. Tell us what you think of it down below. If you have any of your own theories, then definitely put them in there.
Won't shut them down, just give them.
Maybe we'll just do fan theory videos that we can just discuss and go over.
That's a cool thing about the game. I mean, there's a lot of fan theories that you can do. There's a channel on YouTube called The Turning Dead. The channel disappeared. The guy was great.
Did lots of fan theories.
Fan theories. I used to watch his videos all the time, and I think he was busy and just left YouTube. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of fan theories going on nowadays with the game, sadly, and I loved watching those videos.
Yeah, so maybe we can sort of bring stuff like that back, where we just go through fan theories.
That's one of the most interesting things.
But tell us what you think of the Whisperer part. Like, there's a trophy called Faces in the Crowd. I don't see what else that could mean. It would make perfect sense to be the Whisperers in terms of timeline. The name of it sounds perfect. Just tell us what you think, and tell us also, if you do think it is Whisperers, tell us how you would have them be introduced in the game. Like, how you would see them. I personally wouldn't have you see Alpha or any main character like that. I'd personally just have you see just casual Whisperers, just recruits of Whisperers. But tell us that down below. We hope you enjoyed the video. Leave it a like, share it around, and as always, cheers for watching.